This is another of my winter tour series. I visited Great Dixter in the summer this year. Enjoy the tour. I'm here at Great Dixter Garden, and this is the renowned long herbaceous border. And you know, this is a beautiful garden. So let's take a closer look at some of the wonderful combinations that can be found in this beautiful border. Hello, I'm Rosie Hardy. This is Rosie Hardy Gardening. If you enjoy our videos, please do subscribe to the channel. When you walk around Great Dixter, there are so many different pathways. Which way do I go? Do I go up the steps to that hidden beauty behind me? Do I go along here and sneak down the back of this big area here? Or get attracted by the colours that are down here? You just want to be immersed in this garden. It is a super place to visit. I love the combinations coming through here. It's a little bit more subtle than other areas in the garden, but it means that you get a quiet break before another bright burst. So you start off with beautiful purple of the cotinus going into an oreganum, and then a lovely pink nepeta here. This is probably bramdine. Still got teasels coming up through. You've got purple fennel here. You've got the lovely pop of yellow at the back, really elegant tall verbascum there, and then these amazing annuals. This is an annual erigeron. This is Erigeron anus, and it is fabulous. Again, this is a self-seeder, or you grow some and then you just put it in where you want, because some years it will not come back. It is a fabulous thing. Just down here by my foot is a self-seeded Aesculus or a conker. I suspect a squirrel brought that in, and at some stage it'll disappear, but actually that big broad leaf is fabulous. It almost looks like it's a regersia, but it isn't. It is actually a tree that's coming through, and it just is a lovely soft combination. You've got this lovely white just billowing out here, and look how tall this is on the edge of the path, but you can see everything else through. This is what I love. This is why I enjoy putting tall things at the front, because you see them and then you stop and then you go and look at other things. This beautiful nepeta, it's lovely soft. It's a soft colour. It's a soft pink that goes through to a magenta geranium in the back there, and then down here we've got this fabulous oreganum, and that is just about to come out into flower. You've got a grass in the background, you've got a teasel here, and then just at the edge, probably just out of shot, is a beautiful cotinus, and then there is a verbascum in front of that. All of this colour just blends into each other, and it's really good fun. It's lovely. In another month or so, this is going to change, and there'll be brighter pinks, there'll be purples in here because there's a salvia coming through. There's a persicaria at the back there. There are heleniums and all sorts of things. So it's going to change, and that's the beauty of a border that is planted well. This has got huge depth, so they're able to put in big clumps, but it's still possible to do that in a smaller border as well. So just think about what colours are going to carry on coming through as the season progresses. So as I say, this was just out of shot, but if you just take this as a little combination, you've got the beautiful purple foliage of the cotinus. This has been cut right the way back down, what's known as stooling, and so then it comes up with your beautiful fresh leaf every year. So it's taken down to ground level every year. You've got this verbascum here. This is a Chaxii type. This is a perennial form, so one has seeded itself here, but it will come back each year. Then the oreganum is coming through, and the purple buds of the oreganum go really well with the purple of this. A little bit of softness of the bronze fennel here, and when its umbel comes out, it will be yellow, so that will go well with this. So that as a little combination just by itself is brilliant and works well. It's a really great thing, and then you get the grass, as I say, going off behind you. You can then see how this purple here and this then blends into this lovely soft colour here on this nepeta. Really, really lovely. Such beautiful combinations in this border, going right out to that lovely white erigeron at the end. Recently I set up an email newsletter, and if you want to sign up, then please click in the comments link below, or scan the QR code on the screen now. If you sign up, you get an exclusive video. This is a video of me explaining colour combinations and plant combinations in real gardens. Sitting here looking down towards the house here at Great Dixter along the border, you just see how voluminous it is and full and bright colours, and everywhere you look into the borders there is something different to see, and everywhere there are seats and bits that you can just look into. Look at these fabulous, beautiful self-seeders that are in here. And that's what is really fun, because you've got the verbascums, you've got the beautiful oenotheras, you've got teasels, and you've got Verbena bonariensis that are all self-seeding in and amongst here. There are roses tucked in here. There is an acer, and behind that you've got a beautiful holly which is kept in a rounded shape. Now, a lot of people don't like yellow, but pops of yellow like this are fantastic, and it enhances the yellow that you've got on those trees, because the holly is a golden variegated, comes down to a gladitsia which is golden leaved. The acer is slightly golden at this time of the year, but it has red stems. So these pops of bright yellow of the verbascum, and they're different shapes, look fantastic. And then later on, things like this wonderful eryngium that is here. This is fabulous. These buds are beautiful, dark purple, and then it'll come up and it'll go higher, and other things will go down and come through. There's lichness in here, or now silene. So silene, with its bright pink magenta flowers, you've got the soft blues then and purples of salvia coming out, fabulous phlox. So at this time in the morning there's perfume from the phlox, but the oenothera doesn't smell until later in the evening, so you've got all of that coming through. Helenium there with beautiful umbels allowed to self-seed and go through, and this looks wild, but it's actually looked after, because it takes a lot of skill to get these and thin. So what happens in a border like this is plants will be split, divided, moved around. Self-seeders, if there are too many, will be thinned out, and you just allow it to have that ethereal look. So there's a really good base, and then there are these things that are coming and popping up out of the top here. I love it. It's absolutely fantastic. There is so much to see in this type of border. You can see there the lichness, you've got the yellow pops, you've got the salvia at the back, which is amistad, it's about to grow up and start looking good. Then the helenium there, and it's got these umbellifers just going through it. And the teasels are allowed to come through at the front because you can see through them. It's a really good way. There's a lot going on in these borders, which is just self-seeders helping them to fill up the area, and then you've got the mainstay plants such as artemisia, grasses, and it just is amazing how it is a tapestry of colour and looks fantastic right the way through the year, because it just keeps on giving. Lots and lots of later season perennials to come out, shrubs in here as well, material that's starting to go over, that will be allowed to self-seed, then cut back and allow other things to come through. That is how you manage something like this. It's all about the garden editing. It's not a heavy work to just pull out the odd thing that's there too much, leave a few seed heads on. It all works with nature. Yellows in the border, these are the pops of colour. Look at these amazing verbascum and oenothera, just fabulous. And then as you look back in the back of the border, so you can see this beautiful domed golden ilex. Then coming down from the golden ilex is the gladitsia and the acer. And through all of this, there's a rose in the background, there's a lucifer, but the yellows just stand out and they look incredible. So as you look down the border and see these spires and the yellow just popping up every now and again with all the other colours looking super against them, this is how you allow self-seeders to just give you a little bit of extra interest in your borders. If you want to watch another video of mine, YouTube thinks this one is perfect for you.